Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey,
Welcome to another episode of our Love and Marriage Huntsville review. This is the second episode. Well, how you do? First off, how you doing, Mason? That green.
I'm doing all right, just trying to get my wig adjusted.
It looks like it's adjusted. There's been a lot going on lately. So
it is. You know, I had to change my wig, and when you first put it on, it's real stiff. Got to let it wear in.
I don't want to say nothing about nobody hair because you know that's a sensitive topic. You might get slapped in the face.
It's very the hair is very sensitive. You can't, But how you and your beard is doing? Because I see the beard looking sheened,
I gotta oil it up. I gotta oil it up. No chicken grease though, but
right.
I had to oil it up for the show.
Did you use any Madani oil?
No. What's that?
The Madani oil,
the oil for Martell.
Yeah. Did you use the Madani oil for your beard?
No, I don't think it goes on your beard. Do it?
I don't know. Maybe an oil over oil. I don't know.
I don't put everything in there, but since you brought it up, that's the first scene was. Just on this episode, the first scene was Martell having his photo shoot, and for some reason he runs out of baby oil at the photo shoot, and he got to call Destiny to get baby oil. That to me that was odd. And then Destiny was okay. She pushed it a little bit, but then she was like, "Okay, that was weird."
I was just as confused as a photographer.
That's your best friend. That's your friend, ex-husband, and you bringing him baby oil.
Well, we could push the fact that Destiny was friends with Martell before Melanie. Like she actually met Melody through Martell.
That's what I'm saying. It's for like the energy that they was giving each other. I feel like they probably smashed before.
It could be a possibility, but I ain't mad. If I see, Destiny and Martell get together, I ain't mad about it.
Because they've been knowing each other since high school. So you've been knowing each other for a long time. Hey Nola, hey Jay Rucker, thank y'all.
Hey everybody.
Us. So you've been knowing them since high school. So to me, it seemed like y'all know each other. We all have a friend that that we was always friends with, but we knew each other like that.
Are you saying that it could be the same with his new manager, Melanisha? What's her name?
I don't think he messed with her. I think he has a type.
Melatonin. What's her name?
Melanika or something.
Melatonin. Because she put me in sleep.
But I feel like he has a type, and Destiny is a pretty girl. She's a pretty girl. And I
ain't mad. If they get together, I ain't even mad.
I am mad because that's dirty.
It would be dirty, but I wouldn't be mad at it.
That would be dirty. And it wouldn't last. Any relationship that starts like that would not last.
That's true. It will be a little but if they had I for some reason I think they would make a good couple. I don't know.
I just feel like for Destiny to be comfortable with bringing baby.
Well, at least she didn't put it on him. At least she didn't put it on him.
She was on camera, but if we wasn't on camera,
you think she was massaging it down?
I feel like she's done it already. That's the energy that I feel like she's been there. She rode that ride. She's been there already before Mel, probably before Mel. And
probably
then, yeah, I believe it. I believe that they was together because you can have friends of the opposite sex, but when both of y'all single and looking at each, I don't know.
You think it also because the energy she was about the girl Mel, like you gotta have a Mel in your life. Have you been questioning that? It did seem a little suspect.
For him to even call her and ask her, to me, even though they're friends, it to me. It just reads like we smashed before. We had some type of intimacy because that's a stupid thing to ask somebody to do. Like, you want me to?
He did, and then she brought the cheap baby oil. Was that Landers? Was that a Landers baby oil? Because she brought the cheap one. If you're not going to bring me the Johnson & Johnson baby oil gel, don't bring nothing at all. Keep it to yourself. I want the cocoa butter, Johnson & Johnson, the gel. I want to squeeze it and slide. I want to squeeze it out thick, and I want to be sliding around after I finish.
I was trying to figure out, does she own like a baby oil company or something? Or was it her company, producing the oil? Maybe it was a plug, but I'm just trying to figure out what was the reason. It just seemed kind of weird.
I think because she owns a beauty supply. He said she was right down the block.
Oh, she owns the beauty supply.
She owns it. That's her beauty. I think it's called Madani. Like the name
of bringing free products. That's not business. You bring in free
She said she wanted her money for it. She did at the end said that he owed me for the baby oil, and I was like, "What? $2? That was like
who gets delivery like that? Like on items?" But to me,
I guess people who smashed before make deliveries.
And for them to get together and talk negatively about Mel says a lot to me as well. For you to be going with her ex-husband talking bad about her, that means Mel made the right decision. Y'all was never friends.
I don't think she was really in that moment talking bad about her. I think she spoke about a situation. And who was speaking bad about her or was putting ill intent was Martell. Martell was like, well, see, I don't lose friends. And
Yeah, and then you put it out there like, we all have had people that we were friends with that we're no longer friends with.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a part of growing up.
Well, what did we think about the photo shoot overall? Martell did look good. I don't know why he had them clothes on down to that tub. Like snatch the stuff off. Pour some water in there or something. I don't even know why the tub was there if no water was going to be in it.
I feel like if he wants to start modeling, I'm not mad at it. Use what you got to get what you want. That's the way I feel.
Because he's giving me a moisturized younger Montel Williams.
You said Montel Williams?
Yeah, he's giving definitely a Montel Williams.
Is it because of what you told us last week when he?
No, actually, I was watching the episode when I was looking at him and I was looking at his photo shoot, his photos from the photo shoot, and I'm like, he looks like Montel Williams, Marcel. See, now I'm more messed up. Martell.
Not all bald head, but man, look the same.
No, but they do look alike. They do. Come on now, put them close next to each other. They could pass for that. Could be his uncle.
They could be uncles, but that don't mean that they look alike.
But they do favor each other to me.
If he wants to start a modeling career, because the real estate is not gonna work without Mel, because Mel was the brain. So since the real estate not working,
Mel was not only the brain, she was the license. So
yeah, she was the license. So you can't really.
She was the license.
You got to figure something out. So,
well, he better use that body. Get out there and use it. Get out there.
Get out there, make that money. Get on that corner. Whatever you got to do.
That's why I need to put him on a stroll.
Next, moving on from that, Mel meets up with Stormy at her warehouse. Her business. You don't like Stormy?
I like Stormy.
Stormy.
I like Stormy. I really like her. I liked her from a little bit I saw of her last time. She was just quiet, but she had to stay. I just liked what she was given. But now to hear her talk a little more, and I like her.
I like to see.
Now I really do like her.
I like to see people with successful businesses, especially Black people, and when they show their business on the show, and she was really trying to instill and give some tips to Mel. Because a lot of times people will say that they want to be your mentor, but they don't want to instill any facts or anything into you. They don't want to help you build or grow.
That's true.
When I see a business person that's taking somebody who's starting something new, Mel's starting a new business, she's nervous about it. You take somebody under your wing, giving them advice, because we all can eat. It's not just.
That's a poignant fact, because a lot of times, a lot of people say that, oh, when you start, I'll help you such and such and such. And then you're like, where are you? Like, well, hello. And then she was giving her the key tips, like, look, don't overbuy and stuff like that. Even though she was walking around the circle, looked like in that warehouse, like she was in that little spot.
They was probably walking around for a while because they was probably talking about stuff.
Yeah, she was walking around that little circle. But she was giving her some good advice, and that was good, because to have a friend that says they're going to, help you, and she was letting her know some key points in that type of business, because she is in that profession that she's trying to get into. I think that was real nice of her.
And because a lot of times people will say, like you said, they say they're going to be there, but when it comes down to it, they don't really help you attain any goals. They don't instill any knowledge into you. They don't want you to be better than them. So it was good for me to see that. So I did notice that her business was going well. She had everything together. It would be a good idea to pick her brain for,
Yeah, but that's a good thing, because a lot of times people think that's going to take something from them. If it takes nothing from you to help somebody. If you know something, if I know something and what I'm there to help you or whatever, and if I could give you something or whatever, I'm always would be there for a person like that, because it takes nothing from me to help you. Actually, it puts a star in my crown. It helps, you get paid back, and
And my thing is, don't say you're gonna do something and don't do it. But that's my thing on that. Mel tells Stormy about the party that she's throwing, and then she tells her that Tisha and I want to call her Kim Kimball because she reminds me of Kim Kimball. So I wrote Kim Kimball in my notes. She told her that Kim Kimball. I told her Kim Kimball and Destiny she told her Kim Kimball and Destiny was not invited. So she was shocked by that, and she admits that she doesn't like Tiffany. And I don't know what it is, but it seems like nobody really like Tiffany.
All right, I gotta admit something. I don't like Tiffany.
What did she do? Like,
it's just her. Like, it's just her. Like, she's just like, I don't know what it is. Like, it's just her. It's just something about her. That lady is
good to me this season, because we're starting fresh. This season, I don't feel like she's done anything.
She did something to me when she came on that camera.
But we're gonna come up. That comes up at the end. But
I don't like her husband.
The husband gets on my nerves because
he's training abroad. He needs to go because he pops crap behind people's back, and when he get in people's face, he don't want to say nothing. Like, sir, take you and your training abroad. And
he gives Chris Rock,
yes.
he likes to.
He could get slapped.
He likes to throw stuff, but then I feel like if you was really supposed to approach him like that, he wouldn't. He'd be like, wow, he'd be like, wow. But I really don't feel like he about that life. So we already see Stormy do not like Tiffany. So it's probably based off of stuff she heard, but I don't know. Y'all tell me in the comments why y'all don't like Tiffany, because I don't know.
Who we got? We got Nola here, Jay Rucker. I'm trying to see Nola and Jay Rucker. Do y'all like Tiffany?
I don't know what the issue is. So
Tiffany comes in and her energy is just like, and the way she came on, like what's her name? Stormy said, like the way she came, like, girl, and then you want everybody to be transparent, like.
Are you talking about last season when she brought up the kids situation?
It was everything. It was everything for me. It was how she sat down at that table and told Destiny about her man and was with the other woman. Like, oh, remember, I thought that you was the other girl that he was with. Like, and Melody
could just run her mouth too much. She probably don't think about what she's saying.
No, but it's intentional. It seemed like she was doing it intentional because it was like her. I don't know if it was the camera angles and Melody on the side, like she knew that she was going to say this. Like,
well, Mel do like to put information in people's head. I will say that she will keep saying something to put it in your head.
Yeah, and it was like it was the trickery. I think that Mel brought her on to be an ally and probably gassed her up to say these things that whatever, and it backfired. And where people don't like you now.
Well, that's still one of her allies, but nobody seems to like her.
But nobody likes her, so it's like she counts if nobody likes her.
Let me bring this up because Carlos King threw a little bit of a shoe, and I'm like, well, you don't like her either? Right. I mean, what's going on? So let me wait till the end because this involves the end of the episode. What I wanted to show. So the next scene.
See, you see, I'm on the damn camera. That's right, Jay Rucker. Right.
What he say? I agree with Mace. She probably does, but I haven't seen anything too bad so far.
Just her husband breast alone. Just based on that, just based on her husband's breast alone, she has to go.
She cheated on them. She cheated on them breasts. She got.
Wait, did she cheat on him or did she cheat on her other ex-husband?
From what I'm hearing is she cheated on big breasted man Lou. Big breast Lou. So next we got to talk about Kim Kimble, Marceau, and Wanda at the house. This kind of confused me. So Kim Kimble talks about how they've been renting this house and they've been living in this house for 30 months and she's uncomfortable with it. And then in conversation, it's just brought up casually that Kim Kimble and her husband are invested in Wanda's food truck. And she's asking for money. Like, do she always ask for money?
The way he makes it seem is like he got to take care of her, whatever, like that. But I think it's an investment, number one. Number two, give my mother the money since you like to go on trips by yourself to other continents. Pay me. I don't care. Like I said, I thought Tish was like, in the beginning when I first started watching the show, I really didn't care for Tisha because the way she was talking, like all slow and stuff. And I was like, this, the more I watch her and her hair, now Tish got the best hair on that show. No, hands down. Everybody, Melody, everybody needs to go find out who's doing Tish hair and go to her because y'all hair look tight and through. But
Tisha hair, Kim Kimble hair be sitting on top of her head. So
but she got the best of her wigs be laid down better than Melody's because Melody be looking like a tarantula. Her wig be parked down, giving real spider.
Mel just don't know how to do curly right yet. She doing the best she can.
I think Tish is being smart. She's being she's like, all right, you want to go? I'm gonna make you pay in money, pay out the pocket.
But like you're causing problems in your marriage. You got all these rumors flying around, and then you taking money, giving it to your mama for a business that is not going. I'm not saying it's not going to do well, but it's not a good business to have right now in the pandemic where gas, which you're going to need on a food truck, and food is high. But
she's trying to stuff potatoes. Maybe she grow her potatoes.
What is she selling?
She says she's trying to make loaded potatoes, and that's going to be, I guess, her staple dish.
Who buys that at a food truck, though?
But I guess some people do. They go there for them loaded potatoes, like the baked potatoes. They get bacon in it. Like I like to make those, so I make them. I call them like twice baked potatoes. I would bake the potatoes, take it out, put peppers, mayonnaise, sour cream, fill it up, cheese and stuff, and restuff it, and then put some breadcrumbs, cheddar on top of it, and rebake it.
But Wanda doesn't come across as a hard worker. She doesn't come across as somebody who's gonna be in a hot food.
I need to see her elbows. Like I need to see her elbows,
and I need to see the meat under your arm,
right? Because that's why people look at me now and they be like, "Girl, you probably can't cook," and I'm like, "Girl, look at my before pictures, girl. I cooks it down. Are you crazy? Like, don't play with me."
Oh, and I did write this down. She said question. She don't know how to say question.
She's like, she Wanda real hood. Wanda real hood.
And then on top of all of that, you taking money from Marceau. Then you're gonna question him about apartment he allegedly had with Martell. Is it Martell that they're referring to?
Yep, Martell at this point, or Martell.
And I'm also hearing that allegedly Marceau has alleged kids outside the marriage.
Well, this rumor
did you hear that?
We heard that, but the rumor has been floating around, but it has been no receipts. This is what I'm saying. Like those Scott brothers, if he is, and this is all allegedly, but he's slicker than.
I think all of them slick, to be honest.
He is. Yeah, I need to see a show with just the Scott brothers. Because I need to know how y'all, and I want to see the daddy. Because this manipulation had to come from a back gene. This is some generational manipulation. This is serious.
Because Marceau really have Tisha wrapped under his finger, but
that's why she's taking. That's why her mama getting that food truck. Because Tisha played dumb. I'm gonna believe my husband.
believe my husband, but he taking trips without you.
But she running through the bank account. As soon as he turns back, she like, Mama, take this 40,000 and run. Oh, I'm gonna believe my husband, Mama. Take this 20,000, hide it underneath the mattress. Oh, I'm gonna believe my husband. Like that's what she pulling.
So you thinking that she's not really dumb?
I peeped her game. I thought Tisha was dumb because the way she was talking, because I think she probably had a speech impediment because she pronunciate like she went to speech therapy.
Her mama don't know how to speak. Her mama say question and Guido.
This is why she had to go to speech therapy, and that's why she pronunciating like that and saying, and even like
question. Just say question, not question.
That's why Tisha had to go to speech therapy because she didn't want to say question.
I didn't want to talk
about. She didn't want to be down there, but like, is it true?
But
is it true, Martin?
But why would you want to be married to somebody that's sneaky? Both of them are sneaky, in my opinion. Yeah, but they're sneaky in different ways.
Right.
I wouldn't want to be with nobody I can't trust.
I guess you got to be with somebody to match your energy. They
match. They do match. I mean,
they are equally yoked.
Both of them is messy. And why was it such a big deal that Wanda had to know? Because Wanda said that she believed everything that she see in the blogs. That's stupid, first off. Yeah. You should never believe everything that you see.
I think she was just saying that pertaining to him because he's so nonchalant and slick with it. So it's like, he's like, what?
He never answered the question.
Yeah, like him and his brother, like, oh, you're going to answer the question. These was yes or no questions. Nobody, this is why she's saying, I believe everything in the blog, because you're not saying nothing and you're alluding and evading, like you're evading the question, like throw the book, like, can I treat this witness as a hostile witness? This is what you're saying, like, because you are evading the question. Just answer the question. Do you got the apartment or not?
In this apartment, are they alleging that they used to smash women in the apartment?
I guess that's what it was, the jump off apartment. It was the one like Wendy allegedly got for Kelvin.
She got him an apartment?
Well, they said it was in her name and he's paying.
No, they had Wendy's credit card.
I think she knew about that apartment. She ain't nothing. If she know everybody else what everybody else man is doing, she definitely know what hers is doing. She just allowed it to go down.
She knew. But it just, for him not to admit to having that apartment is also interesting to me as well. So we don't know because they won't say. But
all I'm going to say about that scene is give Wanda her food truck. Tisha, keep stealing the money. Keep smuggling the money. Keep laundering, embezzling. Keep embezzling.
Yeah, I guess she ain't as dumb as she looked, but Kim Kimball still.
She ain't sitting there with all them degrees that she not using for nothing.
It just come across as you delusional and you choosing to be dumb, as far as Marceau and his extracurricular activities. It seemed like I wouldn't be surprised to find out that he did have extracurricular activity.
Yeah, but these women, like the game that he's laying down on these girls for them not to come out. Oh my, the game, like I'm gonna need him to teach it. Like he got some game on him.
And then Wanda continues to question Marceau, not only about the apartment, but about the picture. This picture is gonna keep coming up every episode, and I'm sick of it already. So Marceau was wrong in what he did, and now he just got to deal with it because now everybody gonna be, putting him on blast because at the end of the day, family is family, and you don't throw your family under the bus like that.
That is so true. And my thing with Marceau is how you got all this smoke for your brother, blowing him up, but when Martell was alluding to the fact that you were cheating in front of your face, and in front of you didn't have nothing to say. So this is what I'm with Wanda. I believe everything the blog said.
But you also got to think there are some women who feel like as long as I don't know, it's okay. As long as, so maybe that's why Tisha.
No, but you got a lot of women that feel as long as he come home, I'm okay. Like, cause I know that like I know a lot of females like that. Like, as long as he come home, he come here once a week and he changes clothes. Yeah, his clothes is still in the closet. As long as his clothes is there, girl, he here. And I'm like, but he's out there doing God knows what, bringing you back, God knows what, to you and your children. Because at the end of the day, moms, as most mothers, we're the first line of defense. We there for like schools, everything. Like, we have to be the ones that has to be there to take care of our children. And so we're dedicating our coochies to these men that's cheating. This man can bring you back a whole something that you can't get rid of, that you're not going to be around for your children.
You gotta code something.
Like, this is what
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I feel Kim Kimball is at with it. It's like, I'm gonna choose to believe my husband. He said he's not doing nothing, even though it looks like he's doing something. I'm gonna pretend like it, you know.
And then probably in her heart of hearts, she knows, because she gives me one of them dumb wives. Like, I know, but as long as the bank accounts or both our name is on the bank account, we have businesses together. Like, she gives me that. Like, she probably know, and people probably came in her face with it. And he runs down such a good game. And sometimes you think this is all, I live good. Like, you think like, I live a good life. Like, am I going to live this life without this man? Like, because she's probably accustomed to living the way she lives. And like, that's out of our tax bracket. You understand? So, and I know a couple of people personally that's in those situations that's have money like that, and they're like, well, I'm not going to leave because I live good. Like, I don't want to live like you.
That's true.
Like,
that's very true. But I feel like, me personally, my happiness comes before my
health comes before everything. It's not even about my happiness. It's about my health. Once you have kids, your life doesn't belong to you. My life doesn't belong to me. Everything I do, every move I make.
Leverage. You have more leverage. You're not going to live the same life you had when you were married. But even back in the day, of maybe 30, 40 years ago, if your husband was cheating, you stay with him because you can't get divorced because it's frowned upon. But now,
right?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, because it's just like, it's a lot of things. So like, a lot of women and caught diseases and died, and half the time the man's still alive and still spreading it around, and you done been dead in the grave. That's why I don't even care. I don't play like I said. My husband, you go around the corner.
You let your husband go on an exotic vacation. You're not going to like New York or Miami or, I don't know, Birmingham. You're going to somewhere in Africa. Is a whole nother continent. It's exotic. It could have been romantic. It could have helped y'all.
He probably told the Eddie Murphy and got a whole woman over there in Africa to my Martel. You know America.
No,
you take me to America.
I think he brought a woman to Africa. I really do believe that.
He probably cheating allegedly.
That's why he talking about a female assistant. That's why he talking about a female assistant, because he want to usher her in.
She already in Africa. We already implanted this man cheating. So about he gonna bring her over here as an assistant on a work visa. That's what's gonna happen. He gonna bring her over there. His woman is already over there in that continent, and that's why he talking about the assistant, and she gonna be a woman or whatever like that. And Tish ain't gonna think nothing about it because she gonna think she a foreigner. She don't even know, that this lady been having a whole affair with her husband for years, living in Africa, living good off her money in Africa.
And probably got kids, but that look like your child. But moving on from that.
That was all allegedly.
All alleged. Kimmy and her husband, Maurice, go to her son's house. And I just thought it was a little fun filler scene. Him talking to somebody, saying, put your clothes on. You should have did that before you answered the door. If somebody was upstairs.
Nobody was up there with that boy. Is it me, or does he, every time I hear his voice, I think of a Muppet. He just sounds like a Muppet. Like every time, like, oh my God, it's like he morphs into a Muppet. Like I see him as a Muppet.
He's not comfortable with the cameras.
But you know what it was? I think it was that they owed him a scene and they needed to do something. Because remember, if you watched the behind the scenes, I think with Carlos King, they said when he was supposed to come out on the reunion, they ran out of time. and they try to figure out a way for him to come out by him coming out serving the chocolate in the bottle. Mm-hmm. And I think he needed time. He needed his time. So that was a way to give him his time, because boy, ain't nobody at your house. Ain't no woman.
Anybody, but if somebody was at your house, you tell them before you don't answer the door and then holler upstairs to be like, put your clothes on.
And while you're going to his house, talking about y'all stopping by to say hi, please.
And where I was there and I didn't have no clothes on or whatever, I don't know. I just feel some type of way. I got to stay upstairs the whole time your family is here. I can't go downstairs. What's going on? But
that's a bad situation. You ever been in those situations? You sitting there peeking over the bed. So like, did they leave?
I can't be introduced to the family. I mean, you just got me
like, you don't even want to be introduced like that, because regardless if you did anything or not, you just look like a horror. You're the whore.
You could have been chilling. That's
right, but you just automatically give that. Like,
that's why you gotta have a whole bag with extra, some extra clothes. So just in case somebody come over, it looked like you just got there because you got a fresh set of clothes.
Mm-hmm. You just real buttoned up.
A button up, or I don't know, something that looked like you was outside, but you wasn't. But in talking, and he had that cheap Hawaiian punch that tastes horrible to me.
Yeah, because I was like, they got that blue Hawaiian punch down
there. That to me, that Hawaiian punch tastes nasty, but to each his own. He gives the nasty Hawaiian punch that tastes like medicine to Kimmy, and then he asks about the picture. The same picture that everybody's been talking about. He's asking to see if their marriage, their relationship is okay, because it looks bad. It does look bad.
It does.
Because you said you was not there. Plain and simple. So it does look bad that we have a picture of you at this function.
And it's sad that was his brother that bust him out. I'd rather it been like Martell, whatever, somebody else had did it. But he did need to be exposed for that, because you was a bold-faced liar.
But I feel like he probably could have been there, but that don't mean he participated in the extracurricular activity.
No, he didn't have to do anything, but you made yourself look guilty by lying.
He committed anything, and then he was not married, so y'all was married. So who's worse in the situation?
No, but he made himself look guilty by lying.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. Because if you I was there. Have I seen him around this girl yet? And then you blatantly said no. I never seen him around this girl.
That's guy code. That's guy code. When your friend is cheating, you don't just, when you're questioned about it, you be like, oh no, I didn't see anybody there. That's
because he wasn't thinking that his own brother probably was gonna blow him up like this.
But Storm was right on the money when she said what she said at the end. But actually, let's get to it, because let's get to this party that we finally get to at the end, where you don't like Mel. You got your nose turned up.
Because Melody, I swear to God, she stole. Let me tell you something.
You should have had your black pajamas on tonight. Because Mel,
I should have, because I had the black Santa Claus hat first. I had it first.
I think it was Christmas time, around this time that they was having.
Yeah, it was, because this is when because I've been, I had my hat since November. It's since Thanksgiving now.
She can have a hat. This fine.
She can have it. I'm gonna let her have that one, but
the first thing, there was a lot of shady stuff that went down at this party, which is interesting. The first thing I took note of is Tisha's cousin was at the function.
What?
And this is my thing with family. You shouldn't feel comfortable talking about my family member in front of me. You shouldn't feel that way. But if you do feel that way, that means that y'all have previously had conversations about me. If that's the case, you had a party and you invited my cousin and y'all was just talking, bad about me, and my cousin didn't say nothing, it'll be a problem between me and my cousin.
A whole problem. But my thing is, Mel is so slick, and the cousin don't even understand. Like, girl, you are being used. Because at the end of the day, that's your family. You understand? That's your family. What is Mel is doing for you that you're ready to break up? Because that's fight. That's like my cousin. If my cousin did that, we fighting. Because the same way this whole thing that I'm her enemy, and she's sitting there thinking that I'm her enemy, she's my enemy too.
That's interesting because usually if you don't like somebody, you don't really invite their family around.
No, but she's doing that on purpose. And this is why Mel would have got punched in the face and my cousin would have got dragged all up and down Huntsville. Because because you're doing it on purpose, Mel. You don't mess with her cousin like that. You brought her around. You know, probably the cousin's gullible. The cousin probably wanted to be in the circle.
No, the Mel knows what the cousin knows what the cousin is doing. I'm a just
because she probably was one of the cousins that wanted to be in the circle that probably wasn't there. Now Mel sees the opportunity. Let me reach out to Tisha's cousin because this is the cousin that always wanted to be down in any opportunity because Tisha ain't giving her one. I'm going to give her one to come on here. Now she's going to come on the show, and I'm going to talk about her cousin. That looks crazy. That looks so crazy. And for Tisha, me and my cousin will be fighting. Call Wanda. Get Wanda on the scene. Because Wanda needs some questions for that cousin.
Sorry about that. I don't know.
Did we freeze?
Yes, we froze for a little while. But what were you saying?
No, what I was saying was that was just real crazy. And me and my cousin would be fighting. And Wanda needs to question his cousin. That's who Wanda needs to be questioning. Because for you to do that to your cousin,
I just feel like probably the cousin really doesn't like Tisha. Obviously, you there's a line that was drawn, and you chose Mel's side. So that's something that you're gonna have to deal with in your family. I just thought that was interesting because, like I said, if you feel comfortable talking negatively about Tisha to her cousin, that means that y'all had previously had conversations about Tisha and that were negative. And I believe the cousin knew that Tisha wasn't going to be there. She tried to act like she didn't know, but I believe she did know because of the simple fact that she is her cousin. I'm pretty sure she told her that your cousin won't be there.
Yeah, even if they don't speak, but like I was saying, I don't know if you heard when we got frozen. I said she probably was the cousin that always wanted to be apart, probably wanted to be down and was brushed to the side. And Tish was the one, and Melody saw that. Melody was like, okay, now I got an opportunity in because this is the cousin that Tish ain't bringing her on. I'll bring her on and act like I'm, giving her out, and I'm going to sit there and be
friends. They don't even look like they was friends.
No, because that gives her a lot of credibility as far as Melody, because now her own cousin is saying that it was some grumblings in her marriage beforehand. You understand?
Said the cousin was going hard for Tisha, against Kimmy last season. Probably in that moment.
Is that the cousin that was in the parking lot?
I don't know, but I'm gonna just say this: people are so funny. Like they'll switch up. They'll be with you in a certain phase of your life, but then not with you in a different phase. So just because she was there last season on her cousin's side, that don't mean that that's where she still is right now. Because people not loyal like they used to be. They're not.
And then again, that could be a point to why she's on Team Melody or why she's at Melody House talking about her cousin is because I was going hard for you last season against Kimmy, and probably you didn't put me on. Like you didn't bring me on a scene. You didn't do anything like that. And I was the one that was down to the parking lot being called ghetto for fight. Is that the same one that's going back and forth with Funky Dineva? Because Funky Dineva said one of the cousins reached out to
her because it could have been her. But like I said, the same people that was probably riding for me a few months ago, not riding for me. Right. So that's just a part of life.
That's true, because you could wake up and that's just change. You're like, wait, what minute?
Things change and people mad and you don't know what happened.
What happened? I don't even know what happened.
And then, people turn like that. So I don't put anything past anybody, but
that's true.
It is very shady.
It is shady when it comes to blood, like a family, and especially, and she looks like she's the first cousin because they look alike.
They look similar.
She looks like that's Wanda's niece. She looks like Wanda too. That's Wanda's niece. And for you to do that to your cousin, regardless of how it went down, I think you could have did something behind the scenes and not just, sit around with her enemy or somebody who thinks of her as an enemy.
The cousin probably wants to hurt her in some type of way.
Right.
But that family stuff cuts deep. It really does. And people know what they're doing.
This messed up all the good potato salad.
Also, again, Kimmy gets drilled about the picture. And then Mel, so meanwhile, I know Kimmy getting tired of addressing this picture. Every 5 seconds she got to address it. But unless you come out with a full blanket statement saying this is what happened, this is where we are at, people are going to continue to ask.
But they're going to continue to ask until her man says something, because she can't say anything because she wasn't there. She don't know anything. And by she asking him, like, did you sleep with the linebacker? And for him to say, I've never slept with a linebacker. Like, we saw your ex-wife. Stop lying. You're not above it. Like, cut it out. Like, don't do that, sir. Don't do that.
The sad part about it is even though the mistress, the coleslaw, is very slow, I do believe what she was saying, and that she was invited to a function and there was other ladies there. I do believe that.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is. While they're talking about that, Mel keeps bringing up Marceau in a negative way. Like, she do not like Marceau, which I can understand. I get it. So she's trying to get Kimmy to realize how dirty Marceau really is. And my thing is, do Kimmy know that, or is she pretending like she don't?
I think she's pretending. I think she is one of them people like, if he didn't do anything to me,
he did do something to her. He caused problems in her marriage.
Yeah, with the picture, but I think it's the brother situation, probably because that's his brother. And look, it wasn't directly, like he said, it wasn't to hurt like me, but it did. And I think it was to throw a jab at his brother, but it was a domino effect. Like, you didn't understand what he seems like the type that'll probably think you're doing something slick, like I'm doing something slick, but not knowing that's going to backfire you. Like, when you do stuff like that, you got to think 2 steps ahead and 3 steps behind. You got to figure out what's going to be the fallout, what's going to happen after that. Is this going to be beneficial in which way, or detrimental in which way?
Right.
And he didn't think about it. He probably thought that this was just going to bust the brother out, was going to get some heat off of him. Now it's going to turn to him, but now the heat got put back on you again. Like not only are you a snitch,
right?
Yeah, you're a cheating snitch.
Right. So that brings me to my next point. Stormy made a really good point when she says it was about deflection. It was about Marceau deflecting the negative press or rumors that he was getting about the cheating allegations, and he was deflecting because nobody really talks about Maurice, in a negative light. So he wanted to take some of that off of him and put it on his brother. That, to me, that's low down. I feel like if you're gonna do it, then you should be able to stand in it. But he deflected on his brother, and I just felt like Kimmy, it was like she was in disbelief. Like, she didn't want to believe that Marceau would do something so deliberate. And I don't think it was an accident. I think it was deliberate. So what do you feel about that?
I think she knows what he's capable of doing, but I think she's not going to give it any power. That's what I think. I think that's what it is. I think she seems to be very intelligent and very smart and very, like, she's very, and I see how she speaks and how she moves and the way she conducts herself. She's very smart. Like, she's a watcher. She's going to sit back and watch and before she does anything or before she makes any drastic decisions. And I think she knows what he did and what he was capable of. But I think she's going to leave that up to the brothers to handle. I think she's not going to get in it. But I think she knows. I think she knows. And I think he did do that as a deflection but who knows what he was getting, because imagine Tisha on the side like, Marceau, you said you were there and Maurice said he wasn't.
But I think she knew because they was making faces. They was making faces when people was talking, people was making faces.
Yeah, because he didn't think that, he probably thought that Marceau was going to stay on code. his brother probably thought that because he was like, no, we were. And then when Marceau was like, yeah, we were, his face was even like, like
own up to what you did,
Yeah, like you should have just said the truth. Like, yeah, we was there, because now you look like a whole liar.
So moving on from that, this last part kind of confused me a little bit, and I want to ask questions, but
yeah, that was
Tiffany confronts not part, but the part next after this. Tiffany confronts Kimmy about what she said at the reunion about Tiffany being fired from her job at the what was it?
The Chambers of Commerce.
The Commerce, which was 5 years ago.
Allegedly. It was allegedly 5 years ago because, girl, that's how Melody introduced you. Melody said, this is Tiffany. She works at the Chambers of Commerce. Like, if you didn't work there, girl, and it was 5 years ago, or at that time, 4 years ago, why you didn't stop? And then it was like, oh, I used to work there. That's how she know, what about you? No, you let her, this is why we don't like you. You sat there and let her carry on with this.
Maybe she just didn't want to say anything because that'd have been awkward. Maybe some people just don't know how to act awkward.
It was awkward for you to bring up Destiny's cheating husband. That was awkward. So if it wasn't awkward for you to bring up her cheating husband at the table on her birthday, you could at least wait till the next day, next time you saw her, and said it like, girl, you know. Remember?
I will say this: sometimes I have said things in the past that, oh, I wish I could take back. Maybe she has those moments where she is in her head and it just comes out.
It's habitual. It's not like it's one time or twice and you just like, oops, this is habitual, and you're doing it in a nosy manner. You're not doing it to whereas, like, even talking about the boy Monster. Why are you saying it like it's just like you were doing stuff intentional, like your husband sitting there without a bra on, like you're doing this shit intentionally, like you just know that we're gonna look at your breasts. You know what you're doing.
He could at least put one on though.
Yeah, like he could.
He knew the cameras was gonna be there.
Right, call Fenty, Coriana, do something like.
So this is the part that confused me. So they were drilling her about. So while she's talking to Kimmy, they end up talking about it. Kimmy said, well, I don't feel like you was being transparent, which a lot of people felt that way about Tiffany and her husband. And then, so it kind of seemed like they was kind of getting to like a resolution. Once the resolution happened, here come Mel and Stormy. Then they talk about what y'all talking about. So when people sit down and say, what y'all talking about, you got to rehash what happened. So Stormy says, well, didn't you get fired? That's
Stormy was sitting already. She was sitting already.
Didn't you get fired? And then she, of course, I feel like Tiffany was embarrassed, and she was offended. We don't know if she's been fired or not.
Well, if you're talking about trying to make this is the problem. You want to make everybody else so transparent, and nobody else is telling, and nobody else is being open when you are not being open. And when you are trying to be open, or somebody's trying to get you to be open, instead of you being open, you're going to try to deflect and say, but that was 5 years ago. Like, even if it was 5 years ago, well, you could be like, well, you know what? This happened. No, girl, like you probably wasn't fired, girl, but you were terminated, girl, because that's how you still was collecting unemployment. You were terminated, girl. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between being fired and terminated. And she should have been transparent and say that she was allegedly terminated. Like, look, well, I was terminated.
Maybe she before she was fired. That happens too. But at the end of the day, it's nobody's business if she was fired or not. It's it's just hearsay. But I don't think it's nobody's business.
I don't think it's nobody's business. But once Mel made it a point to bring up her profession and what she did, and then she made it a point to just make like everyone else transparent, you're like, okay, so what happened to your job? You know what I'm saying? So,
but that's nobody's business, and I don't feel like if I'm being introduced, I should have to explain my resume to y'all if I don't feel like.
No, this is what I'm saying. It wasn't initially. I don't think initially she should come in like, hey, I worked here, such and such. I got terminated from here, such and such. I don't think that should have been. She shouldn't have came out there, doing a whole 1 minute, like, what they call it, the elevator speech. I don't think she should have did that. But what I think is that being that she was so interested in everyone else's lives and she wanted everyone to be transparent, when people were bringing up her job and her profession, she should have been transparent and say, well, no, I wasn't fired. I left such and such and such and this and the third, because you want the same from other people. You can't ask for something that you're not given.
I think maybe because this happened at the reunion, I think maybe she was thrown off and some people just can't throw them jabs back that quick, as everybody else. Maybe she went home and thought about it and was like, hey, that was not right, and I want to say something to her. So I'm not mad at her for confronting Kimmy about that.
No, yeah, she should have. But Stormy came over there to get it started. She came on.
What I'm confused about is, okay, so Tiffany made a statement that this is crazy, something along the lines of this is crazy. What if we go back to when we were 12? And then this made me think, and then everybody made a face and like Kimmy said, "Oh, you trying to be funny?"
Yeah, she was.
My thing
that was
so bad about what she said.
She gave an over the head read. That was an over the head read. Basically,
that's what I'm saying. Unless something happened at 12,
no, that was girl. Y'all being childish. That's what it was saying. Like y'all worrying about stuff I did in kindergarten. Like it wasn't like she's trying to be a smart ass, but smart ass. Because if somebody wasn't intelligent, like it did take them a while to like, because she said it and like, well, it's like going back to like if you're digging up stuff I did when I was.
They were just so offended by it.
Because I wouldn't have been that offended by it, but I'd have been like, girl, it wasn't when you were 12. This just happened last year. We're talking about stuff that happened last year. This wasn't stuff happened when you were 12. So don't try to be a smart ass. Because she was just trying to be a smart ass. Like y'all being real childish. Like y'all gonna go dig up stuff I did in junior high school or whatever. But girl, we're not talking about junior high school. We're talking about stuff that happened in your adult, transparent life.
I don't know. It just seemed like it was something under the table that we don't know. Initially, I just was confused by it because it didn't seem like it was worth.
Because her read didn't land. That's what happened. She was trying to throw a jab, but it didn't land. When you try to suck up and it didn't land correct. So now they're like, oh, we get what you're trying to say. So you're trying to say we're childish. Oh, okay. You understand? So that's what you're trying to say. But she was trying to give an intelligent read. Like, this is like digging up stuff from when I was like 12.
But it just seemed like the reaction to it was like something happened, at 12.
I think they were more of shock. Like, okay, the one who sit there and try to act like she's so, now you're trying to throw a read that didn't even land. Like, girl. Like, yeah. I think it was one of those.
Maybe that's what it is, but I think it's more backstory to that. I saw a post. What's his name? Carlos King had made a post about this, and he said when it gets real or something like that. And then he posted a picture of Stormy making a face after Tiffany said what she said. So what is about to get real?
I think we're gonna really know she's fired or not.
I mean, let's be honest and transparent. Have you ever been fired from a job?
Yeah,
I have, but it's no big deal.
Yeah, it's not. But I guess when she came in and being that melody, and these is women of a certain, stature of the upper echelon, it's like, you were fired from your job at the Chambers of Commerce. Like, what did you do at the Chambers of Commerce to get fired? That's a question because, like, usually people have those jobs forever, like for a long time.
But a lot of times these jobs are political, and a lot of times it's not really about what you did. Is who sometimes management may not like you and try to push you out. Things like that happen in the corporate world.
Yeah, it does. But people want to know behind, like when you get fired from the Chambers, you know what I'm saying? So that people are like, well, what happened? Like, well, you know, what happened? Can you work again? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are people going to hire you? So people want to know. And being that, I think if she didn't come in so much and so like in people business, people really wouldn't have cared. That nobody really wouldn't have cared. But I think being that she came in and she want to know everything and she wants people to be so open. Well, girl, be open about how you got fired.
I think later on they're going to tell more of their business about her cheating and all that. But I think that they do tell their business.
Well, if he ain't telling where he get his bras from, I don't want to hear nothing. That is it. The only thing I need him to tell me is, you know,
he don't wear them. He don't wear them.
Does he shop at Savage Fenty or Victoria's Secret? That's all I need to know. Like, how do you hoist them up? Because, you know, mine's is heavy too, and you know, I just want to, you know, the hoistization of it all. Like,
he probably go to Walmart just like everybody else. He just like everybody else.
So he in Burlington in the rack.
in Burlington. Don't sleep.
No, but I be in Burlington for the bras because you find some good bras in there. But the only thing you gotta be digging into the size, like and stuff like that.
I found some good stuff in Burlington before.
Right, because I found the Latino child between the racks. I was digging trying to find a bra, and I found a child. The little girl was in between the racks, like, I was like, ¿Qué pasa?
They put the kids there to keep them clothes, you know, when they trying to, you know.
I'm like, how I'm trying to find a 34 double D, and I found a Latino female child.
But Mace, what do you think overall about this episode and how the season is going so far?
I think the season is good. Well, they coming out guns blazing. I think they're coming out with some good episodes. I want to dig more into Martell and Melody and with the kids, like, because you see the kids didn't show up to the book signing as of yet. So he's waiting for the kids to show up. Like, so that's interesting. And I'm definitely more so, and I'm going to find out where's the kids? Where's the kids?
To be in it. Oh, you talking about the side kids?
Yeah, the side kids. Where's the kids?
From what I'm hearing, they're getting paid, so they ain't gonna come out.
Because Maurice, because I think, you know, if people keep pushing Kimmy, Maurice gonna say something. Maurice gonna say something because it's gonna start to affect his household. Because at the end of the day, she's a woman. Like, and I don't care if we wasn't married, we were married, but we were together. And like, I'm not gonna probably up and divorce you, no. But it is going to affect something in our household. If I found out if you was with a linebacker, a Twizzler, a Slim Jim, like, or anything other than me, you understand? So I'm going to be concerned about that, and that you lied about it, and you are you're a liar, and you are a liar. You know what I'm saying? So that's your profession. He is
a liar, but Kimmy already made an excuse for that. She already, so in case that is the truth. She already said, well...
That's just what women say. That's what we say when we know we ain't going to leave. Like, well, this is before we were married, but that's still... You ain't going to let nobody see us sweat. You understand? Especially when you ain't going to let no one see you sweat. You're going to... Like, Melody is trying to make her cry. Melody is literally on the side. The miserable Melody is trying to make her break down and cry like, girl, I believe my husband.
And that's what I wrote down in my notes. It says, misery loves company, because it seemed like... Mel is real negative this season. It's just like a lot of negativity. She claims she's positive, but
but she's probably a little miserable. But who wouldn't be? like your marriage failed publicly. Your husband went and had another child, and now you have 4 children that you got to explain. Because regardless if you have money and you're living good or whatever, that emotionally is a lot because you built this family and you built this empire with this person and you were partners, because most of all, you know, you were partners and you would trust that your husband wouldn't do this to you to this level. Because sometimes you expect men to cheat and it's sad, but sometimes as women, we do. We sit there and be like, okay, they may cheat, but they won't do this. And we make excuses, you know, like, you know, he may go out and sleep with this woman, but he don't love her. You know what I'm saying? He loves me. He may go sleep with this woman, but he's not going to get her pregnant. He ain't going to ruin our family. You understand? So when they go out and do this, it's a disappointment because you put up with a lot and you expect a little bit in return. Like, I expect you not to do this. I expect you not to get her pregnant. I expect you not to leave our family. I expect you not to run out in a pandemic and say you're going to the gym, that you're going over there. You know what I'm saying? I expect for when it's, you know, stuff like that to happen. And when men don't reciprocate, or give that to us, that is hurtful. So she's hurt.
But is it like wrong or like not right or not smart to know there's something that's going on, but then not expect certain things? You should expect anything when you know there's somebody.
But a lot of times, like I said, like I call us the dumbest, smartest creatures on earth. Because we're so and we're a lot of times we're natural fixers and we're natural caregivers.
Y'all not fixers, y'all want to be fixers, but
but we have to grow into change. Because I'm over that now. Like, boy, bye. If I catch my bye.
But then again, I think they all, like I said, I feel like Kimmy knows. I feel like Tisha knows. I feel like Mel knew ahead of time. I don't think they were sitting there oblivious to what was going on. I think they all knew what was going on.
But like I said, you don't expect them to go this far. It's like, I know what's going on, but you're not going to bring a baby. Like, you're not going to have a baby. I know that you may be creeping and cheating on me, but I know for sure that you love this household enough to where you're not going to jeopardize it by having a baby. And when men do that, Melanie she's hurt. This is in a public eye. You're this pretty woman. You have this empire with this man. You couldn't do nothing. All that you're supposed to have, you're educated. You're pretty. You have money. You have businesses, but you still couldn't keep that man. That man still went over there to coleslaw as she's been affectionately.
If Halle Berry and Beyonce can get cheated on, anybody can get cheated.
Right. This is what I'm saying. So a lot of times, but as women, we don't expect certain things. People like, no, you wouldn't do certain things. But like, trust no. This is why I have love for everybody. I like a few, but I trust no one. It's like, because
you be able to trust somebody, but
anyone's capable of anything. But I'm saying I trust you as far. I trust to know that you are human and you could do some messed up shit.
And that's my motto. I don't put anything past anybody, because when you feel like, oh, they would never do this and they would never do that, that's when you get hurt. In the end,
right?
And I've seen it happen, and one too many times.
Look at Wendy Williams. She done lost her mind, raised elephantitis. All this stuff because a lot of times, because a lot of times, like, regardless of what you think, that the man will not do certain things. You be like, he is going to be here at this, he's not going to jeopardize this. Yeah, I let him cheat. Yeah, I got him an apartment for him and his hoe. I take care of him and his hoe. So he's not going to do certain things. And then when you find out that's hurtful. Now you feel triple stupid. You feel dumb because I allowed him to do this. I knew he was doing it.
You should feel stupid if you allowed all that.
I allowed him to do this. I knew he was doing this. And on top of this, now he done did this publicly and embarrassed me. Like,
you should feel stupid. You shouldn't feel smart after that.
Because I think if Melody and Martell wasn't who they were on Huntsville, he would have that side baby and they would still be together. But now she's on TV and then she's a public figure and she has to be a strong Black woman. And
I do think the TV show had a lot to do with it.
And don't let your man cheat on you. Now she has to, and that ruins her household. And she's miserable. And that's why she's telling Kimmy, basically, low key, like,
But she wasn't lying about Marceau. Marceau, you do need to watch out for him.
She wasn't lying.
She wasn't lying. But I do feel like she is kind of like that miserable single friend that you don't really want to bring around your relationship, because they're always going to talk negative about relationships because they went through X, Y, Z. So I think she was lying, but at the same time, your opinion is not really always asked for, so maybe she need to watch that as well, offer her opinion, especially when you're salty. Sometimes you gotta hold on to that salt and just not sprinkle it on other people. You just gotta, deal with it yourself instead of being salty.
That's true.
So we're gonna wrap this up. Is there anything else that you want to see?
No, overall, it was a good show. I'm feeling Stormy.
I like Stormy.
I'm not feeling Tisha's cousin. She could go, because I just don't even like the way you move, and you over there moving like Marceau. Go over there with Marceau. Kimmy does need to just open her eyes a little bit. to the fact that he possibly did sleep with a linebacker, or he did have a linebacker there. And Melody needs to stop being miserable, stop putting your experience on everybody else. Like, just don't do that. Like, just, you could say your opinion, but leave it. But she's like trying to horn in, like, girl.
Because your truth is not everybody's truth.
Yeah, like that. You need to realize that as well. And just because you left your husband don't mean I'm leaving mine, girl. Like,
exactly. And for me, all I want to say is I feel like Destiny and Martell hooked up in the past. You can't tell me no different. I
need for them to hook up now.
I believe that happened. I do like Stormy, and I do like her business sense. I want to see what she brings, as far as the show. Kim Kimble and Marceau, I feel like Kim Kimble is messy for stealing money to me, that's stealing. Just because, your husband was in Africa, that don't mean you go in the account and steal money for your mama. I mean, yes, exactly. From your husband. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they had an argument about that because
that's all money.
Don't steal from me. So Kim Kimble messy, Wanda messy, Tiffany. For me, I haven't seen her do anything yet that is so horrible that I don't like her.
On this season, or this season, you giving her a clean slate?
Yeah,
okay.
I am. So for this season, I haven't seen her do anything that's, oh my God, I can't stand her. So the jury is still out on her and I feel like Stormy, I think she's someone to watch. We'll see what she brings.
I need her to bring that estate, because Stormy estate was just given. You saw her estate when Melly did her video there?
Yeah, it was good, and I liked. I really, really enjoyed her giving advice to Mel when they were in the warehouse, because
that was really cool of her, like an up and coming, somebody coming up behind her that she really looked out for. That was cool.
And it's good to see that kind of support. So I'm looking forward to the next episode. Wednesday, we are talking about a lot of stuff. We're gonna have.
Yeah, Wednesday is going down. We may need to add a show on for Friday at this rate.
It's a lot that we have to talk about, because the Will and Jada and Chris Rock situation, that's a whole thing in itself. It's so many layers to it.
I want to go. I think we need to dedicate like something just to that, because that's like a rabbit hole that I want to go down.
It's a huge rabbit hole. I wanted to do the Oscars as a whole, because a lot of stuff happened at the Oscars. Maybe we'll just do an Oscars show, because
I think that would definitely work, because Lupita face alone was.
Because the other topics that we had, I mean, we're gonna be talking about this whole situation for a minute.
This was the slap that was heard around the world. This was the slap that made us forget about Russia and Ukraine. This was the slap.
CNN, I was watching CNN this morning, and they literally stopped talking about the war in Ukraine to talk about Chris Rock getting slapped.
Yes, because that's how I watched. Because I woke up in the middle of the night. I'm watching that because I like to watch about the war in Ukraine, and it was like, wait, but I'm like, wait, let me get my phone. Wait a minute, and that's what I was like, oh my God, so Chris Rock has been slapped. Like,
oh yeah, and I've been going crazy with the memes, on my page. I've just been going crazy with the memes, and I'm glad we didn't make a video right after it happened, because my opinion right after it happened and my opinion now are different.
Change. Yeah, because it's like. Because when the layers start getting, it's like an onion. When they start peeling back, you start getting different perspectives. Because initially I was like, and then I'm thinking,
we're gonna save it for Wednesday. But I just want to let y'all know that it's coming. We're gonna have a discussion about it. I don't know if we're gonna get to everything else, but we definitely gonna talk about this. So
yes, and I want people to call in our little bit of viewers, and
I forgot to
yes, and we appreciate you here.
We appreciate everybody who came. Cleopatra, Candace, Nola, dropped by, Jay Rucker. Appreciate y'all for dropping by, catching the live. And for all of you who catch the replay, we don't say this enough, which we got to keep saying. Click the like button and the subscribe button so you'll be notified when we do a video. I'm gonna try to keep the notifications up, so y'all just bear with us as we grow in the Lord.
Yes, and we got to open up the emails too, just in case y'all guys have any topics y'all want us to discuss.
Oh yeah, if you do want to have a topic, we do have an email.
Yeah, let's get into it, crown.
Let's get into it, crown at gmail.com if you want to send us an email.
Yeah, if you want us to discuss anything specific.
I will put it in the chat next time we do one. But yeah, if you want to send us, or you can always DM us on Instagram. You know, people DM me stuff all the time.
Yeah, and I want people to call up on this Will and Chris thing, because I want to hear people's opinion.
I want to hear people's opinion.
And I want to hear everybody's perspective on this, because this is an interesting topic. It goes down a deep rabbit hole.
Everybody's split down the middle, like, you know, and I get both sides. I get all sides of the situation, actually. Because I like to be fair. So I'm not, you know, even though I'm harsh, you know, I was a little bit harsh on my page, but I like to make jokes. But at the same time, I like to get an understanding of what's going on. So we're going to talk about it. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all, and thank y'all for coming tonight to our show. And we look forward to seeing y'all.
Yes. And you can catch us down to the Instagram at mates_Moreau. On Instagram, and that Shadier Room on Instagram. And don't forget, please come see us Wednesday. Wednesday it is going down.
Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
So we will be here, you know, giving our opinions on the whole slap situation. It's a saga that keeps going and going and going, because I didn't realize how far back it goes. It goes so far back. It could go back to the 90s.
Right. This is a never-ending slap. The never-ending slap.
This has been brewing for a while. So we'll discuss it on Wednesday. But thank y'all for coming, and I appreciate y'all, and y'all have a good night. And welcome, and thank you for coming to Let's Get It.